Okay, it's recording.
Oh, okay. Welcome everybody. It's April. It's recipe night. Normally we do recipes on recipe night. But a month ago, I decided that you can have all the great recipes in the world, but if you don't have bookings, it doesn't matter if you have a good recipe. So I had decided, since really one of the big tsunami waves of Pampered Chef is going virtual, we have two tech gurus, which I am just ever so grateful for. June Morris from Mississippi. June and I were doing a virtual party last month. Hi, June.
Hello.
And June's going to be a completely virtual consultant. And John is doing the lion's share of his business virtually. So I thought, questions have been coming to me. I want to do more virtual parties, but how do I? A good focus of this is going to be the technical part. How do I capture a post, and where do I save it, and how do I post it, and where do I get video images, and all the rest of that. So that is kind of the genesis of this idea for the meeting tonight. I wanted to start first and foremost of the whole idea of having a virtual party. Boots and I were talking this morning, and she says, it's interesting. She said, you don't seem to be doing as many shows this year as you have in the past. And what's really fascinating is I have looked at my own personal business trending over the last 2 or 3 years. And what has been happening is last year, comparing 2016 and 2015, my personal sales were exactly the same dollar amount. However, I went from doing in 2015 about 50 live shows to last year, I was exactly 50-50. I had 30 live cooking shows. I had 30 catalog virtual shows. So 50% of my business was done on a computer. My personal sales were exactly the same. So I was earning the same income, leaving the house less frequently, but still.
Wow.
For me, it was a big one. I'm like, whoa, look at this, 30 and 30. I mean, exactly the same. And my sales were the same. So it absolutely, and I think nationally, just looking at trending, people are shopping more online. I just started doing Blue Apron and HelloFresh. So I have food. I mean, who would think? Normally you grocery shop and you think, oh, I'd have to, drive to the grocery store, pick out my produce, bring it home, do my meals. No, I have FedEx or UPS come with this nice box and instructions, and there we've got meals. So things are really shifting. So the idea of being virtual makes sense in capturing that. The big thing is, and June and I were kind of talking a little bit earlier, is when you book a virtual party, is the biggie is finding out why. Why does the host want to have a party in general, whether it's live or virtual? And then that helps you kind of gauge and engage the hosts to get them active. A perfect example is I was doing a booth a couple of weeks ago. Past a host of mine was there. She walks up to me and she's like, really sad news. I'm like, what happened? She said, well, last night she was washing dishes. Her deep covered baker, which was sitting in her drying rack, jumped off the drying rack onto the floor, shattered in pieces.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and she'd had it for years. Obviously, it's not covered under warranty. We just had a party about 6 months ago, a live show at her house. She's brokenhearted. She said, I'm using that every day. I said, you know what? It's April. Guess what? Summer is 60% off in April. So if we have $200 in orders, we can qualify as a show. You can get a replacement baker at 60% off. So that's the reason Stacy's doing her party. In fact, her URL was need a new baker was what I put. So she's motivated because she needs to get enough orders. It might not be a gigantic show because we just did a live one, but that's her hot button. So finding out why a host, are there specific products, and you focus on those, the new things. Coach your hosts to get orders multiple ways. I think a lot of hosts think that orders are going to be like manna from heaven. They're just going to fall down and magically they'll have, $1,000 show. Well, that's not reality. I mean, it would be nice if that was, but I personally have not found that to be the case. So I coach them, be traditional. Go out and hand out catalogs, capture paper orders, pick up the phone, send someone a text, send them a private message. Absolutely, we're going to have online orders come in, and that's part of the whole virtual experience, but do not ever, 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 ever rely on that being your sole way of getting orders. Because oftentimes you'll have a host that's totally missing in action. They think, oh, we're going to do all the work. They're going to sit back and, June's nodding her head, yes. They're just going to get all this stuff. It's like, no, it's their party. They need to do the work. They need to interact with their friends. They cannot be missing in action and have us do everything. So it's critical that they are commenting, that they're adding comments. If you can send them a post a day so that they're putting it in rather than them. My Stacy show right now, we're getting ready to close tomorrow, have 0 orders in. So I messaged her this morning. It's like, can you please message all your friends to let them know that, we're getting ready to wrap up. We don't have any orders. Everybody waits to the last minute, which is, totally typical. Would you get a hold of them? She goes, oh yeah, totally. So she posts a comment on her general wall and on the Facebook event that I had created. Great. But she still needs to personally contact them, pick up the telephone, send them a text message. So what I did, even after I asked her and she said yes, and she's doing some, I created a private message for everyone. Hey, we're getting ready to close your show tomorrow. Here's the link to order. If you've got any questions and you get a hold of me, let me know. And everybody that said yes or maybe, I sent a private message. And I got 3 people. It's like, oh, thanks a bunch. I appreciate that. Thank you for the link. I had a past host that I'm like, don't forget, you get 10% off if using your email for your order. She's like, 10% on one order, one item, or everything? I'm like, everything you want. Seriously? I'm like, yeah, you get 10% off for a whole year because you had a party. Great, I'll get my order in. So I got more reaction and results. So it's still that personal connection that is like crucial. I mean, it's one thing to say, oh, let's just be virtual, but you have to have the social. You have to have the personal element connected to it for the best results. So with that, Ashley, you're there. Thank you. Is your hubby fixing dinner right now?
He is.
Yay, good boy. He needs to learn those skills. You have had really great success with some of your virtual parties. So I thought I'd sort of kick it to you so that you can give us like your best tips on how you've been so successful.
I really interact with the host at the beginning and let her know that she really needs to interact with the party. And then I don't invite people until like 2 days before the party starts because I've done earlier and people forget. And so I do it 2 days beforehand. And then the day of at 8 a.m. that morning of the party, I start doing like little things like tickets saying, okay, if you do tickets.
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
Okay. So your virtual show you do is a single day, 1 hour party, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When you say you interact with your host, are you on the phone? Mm-hmm. Are you doing Facebook messaging? I mean, how do you connect? Facebook.
I messaged with them on Facebook. Okay. I sent them a little thing on Facebook saying like, try to get at least 10 orders, invite this many people, just pretty much really talk to them about being involved with the party and try to get some orders outside.
Goal to invite.
I usually tell them to invite probably, a lot of them usually invite about 50 to 70 people. Okay. And I end up having probably, I think the highest I've had, like, say they're joining the party, probably 11, 12. Okay. And then I have the maybes on top of that. But yeah, I just start like that morning of the party and I just, I don't overdo it before the party. I just kind of do here and there little posts to try to keep them, coming back to the page. And then like an hour before, I do like, it's an hour before, then a half hour before, then 15 minutes before, and 5 minutes before, to try to get them ready for that party at that time. And it seems to really help, because then they all join. I have had some late. I do have some that show up a half hour late. My last party, I had a host not show up until an hour after the party.
Oh, wow.
Where are you?
Different time zone.
Well, I guess, no, what happened was her computer wasn't working. So she had to race to somebody else's house to get on the
Oh,
computer
no.
for the party. It was a disaster.
You gotta let it. It's live. Stuff's gonna happen.
Well, she at least got on there and said, I've been on here. It's just, I haven't been able to comment because my phone wouldn't let me comment. And I'm like, well, at least you got on here and said sorry. So at least they knew you were semi here. But yeah, I usually just do an hour show. Usually I run a little over an hour, but then I only leave it open for a couple days and then I close it.
And is your host still gathering traditional orders?
Like outside the
Yes, outside orders, catalogs, and
Yes.
virtual
Yep.
orders.
I send them catalogs and stuff, and they usually, a lot of them have like probably 3 or 4, catalog, orders outside of
Okay.
the park. Yeah.
And what numbers are you looking at for sales for your virtual shows?
I've had them up to, I think my highest one I've had is about $700-800.
Didn't you have a $1,000 or a $1,200 one?
Yeah, that was a fun, or did I? Yeah, I think I did have one over $1,000. Yeah, I think you're right. It's been a while ago, but I did have one over 1,000 now that I think about it.
Sorry, I'm doing some messages for people that were supposed to be here. And we're recording this. So Ashley, since we're live, are you laying down on the ground, or is that a wall?
Bed.
I'm in my bedroom on the bed.
Welcome to the fun of virtual parties and conferences. You could be in the bedroom, you could be in the kitchen, just don't be on the potty.
I'm sitting there trying to figure out, like, what's behind her. It looks like 2 boards, and it looks like carpet or wallpaper.
I'm upstairs, so you guys wouldn't hear a child and dogs. Yeah.
Well, and that's important because, you don't want a whole lot of, crazy noise going on. I mean, one of my goals, because I'm not as techie as June and John and Ashley are, is my virtual shows I am running 3 to 7 days. I have someone right now that wants to do, and she goes, I want to go 2 weeks so I can get pay periods. And I'm like, and I'll have nobody's attention. They'll be looking, I get these stupid posts on Facebook. It's like, seriously, that event hasn't finished yet. It's still going. That you're not going to get their attention and get the momentum, and the people that are ordering at the beginning are sitting there going, where's my stuff? I ordered a month ago and it's still not here. My goal is to be able to do what you're doing, Ashley, and do a 1 hour live, boom, 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 here we go, we're done. But I'm building my skill sets. I'm not at that point quite yet. An interesting thing that I've been seeing in Director Success, and I think one of the virtual groups, is people are now live streaming and doing like a 30-minute actual demo. So it's like they're in your home and you're showing them products and showing them how different tools work and stuff. And I kind of like that idea, so that they feel that they're at an actual show, but you're doing it from home. They're seeing products in action. I'm a newbie, and I have two live streams of my Blue Apron and HelloFresh dinners under my belt.
You do great. You do great.
Yeah, you do great.
There's nothing lighting, figuring out how to work out the lighting and try to pay attention to the actual cooking and then read messages and respond to them. That's hard. Obviously I'm doing brand new recipes I've never cooked before, whereas if you're live streaming for a show, you pick a recipe that shows a ton of tools and that you can make in your sleep. So you don't have to think of each one of the stuff. God, last night I was doing something where I had it on the stove, I had it in the oven, and I had a second thing on. So I had 3 things going on at once, all simultaneously, and doing the timing I ran out of timers because I had so much stuff going on. I was like, holy smokes, this is like intense. But I couldn't focus on anyone else. But the idea of doing, a live stream party in combination with the posting and all of that, I find intriguing, because then they get elements of us, because people want to connect to you, Ash, and people want to connect to June and John. But
I'd like to see John.
Yeah, John must have gone from the car and then
He's camping.
Home. Well, that's out by his. There he is. Hi, John.
He's fishing.
We were looking at the tree. So with that, okay, so we sort of have the why and the different types of virtuals, an hour a day. I'm thinking of Friday to Sunday is kind of a compressed version that's not a bad idea, or the it goes on forever party. Then from that, sort of the questions, and I'll be interrupting you because that's just my nature.
You're a woman.
I have questions. That's like questions as we're going. So because June, you're brand new to Pampered Chef, but you have been doing the virtual world for quite a while. And give us a little snippet of your background, including April the giraffe. But then my question is, okay, so there's all this information out here. How do you capture it? How do you organize it? And how do you, in a timely manner, grab and post? I can do that if I'm, running a week's party. I can figure out where my files are, even on my brand new computer where they rearranged everything. But how do you make it really efficient so, you can pull, post, respond, and do all that in an efficient manner? So I'll kind of turn it over to you, June.
Well, first of all, I have been on Periscope and Blab. Blab was another live streaming platform, but it's no longer available. And Periscope is similar to Facebook Live, where it's just the visual is just one direction. But actually the comments and stuff flow so much quicker. And let's see, Facebook Live I've done a few times, but it's mainly been Periscope and Blab. And okay. I just honestly,
I'm going to interrupt you with a question. Okay, Periscope, do you have to have followers, or is it like a whole universe that anybody can see you? And with Facebook, it's only my friends that are watching me. How does that compare?
No, Facebook, depending on your settings, if you have your settings set at public, everybody can see you. If you ever go to the left, when you're not on your device, but when you're on your laptop, go to the left side of your screen and you'll see where it says live video, I think it says. It'll show you all over the world who is live streaming. It'll show you little blue dots, and the bigger the blue dot, the more viewers there are. And so if you keep it public, then they can see, like, if they want to just see who's out there streaming and they just randomly pick you up, the more people you have watching, of course, the more attention you're going to draw to it. Periscope is the same way. You can have followers, and the more followers you have, the better. But Periscope it's a catch-22. It's got a lot of bad things on it. Facebook seems to be, their restrictions are a whole lot better. With Periscope, it's not a kid-friendly place to be. So if you've got kids around, I would never stream on Periscope, because there's haters on there. There's people that are inappropriate, but you do have the feature of blocking them right away. But sometimes it's too late. Something has been said, and if a kid's there, reading the comments, it's not appropriate.
version of triple X version of streaming.
Well, it's just they're haters. A lot of them are from other countries, and they say things like "show bobs," which would mean something else, but because it'll pick up the word. I guess it's the algorithms or something. It'll pick up the word and it'll block them immediately, or what do you call it? Limit their broadcast. So they say Bob instead of something else. And so that, I mean, you could buy t-shirts that say show Bob. It's just, it's more popular than Facebook Live, but with Facebook Live now and Instagram and YouTube, we can choose whatever platform we want. I have more followers on Periscope, but I think I'm going to stick to Facebook. I just think that it's a more family friendly. It makes me feel better. I'm going to get a better interaction from Facebook.
Well, and that's what Pampered Chef is all about, is bringing families together around the table and family meal time. And, it kind of goes with our mission statement.
I think I'll try it on Periscope just, because I'm so familiar with that platform and I've got quite a few followers on there. But I think this is going to, Facebook will be my home.
Okay. Throw out some ideas on how you've gotten bookings.
Okay, that's where April the giraffe comes in. I stumbled on this. It was a fluke. I mean, who knew this was going to be such a phenomenon, And I joined a couple of groups because I was watching live. And I joined a couple of groups so we would sit there and visit. And I didn't do a lot of visiting because I was just, there's so many people that are petty and they complain and, about the care of the giraffe or whatever, that I just don't get involved in that. But if I was wanting to know something, like if the vet had been in or whatever, I could watch the comments and stuff. Well, I was noticing that people were starting to follow each other that are on there all the time. And so I had a hunch and I went in there and I said, it would be a shame that we would lose contact with each other or something like that. So if you want to do a friend request, we can keep communicating. And I received several of those. I would say probably 30 or 40 of them. Oh, wait, Pam, wait till you find out what happened today. I'm overwhelmed. Anyway, so most of them are older ladies, or they're people that are shut-ins, or they're people that have time to watch a giraffe. And so there's a lot of women there. There's men too. But anyway, it just all of a sudden, my likes on my page increased. I've had it, a week, and I've already got 140 likes on my page. And that's not the easiest thing to do when you're just getting set up. I mean, I just got started. Well, I've had 2 bookings from those ladies. The rest of them are, people I knew or something. I think it was 2. I think it's either 2 or 3. Anyway, today there was like not a lot of activity in this one group, and it was the biggest one. And I thought, oh, no, this can't happen yet because I don't have enough people. I'm in a way kind of being selfish and like knowing what my agenda is. I mean, I want to socialize and all, but my agenda right now is getting my Pampered Chef business, off the ground running. And so I went and posted again because there wasn't a lot of activity on it. I have had over 200 friend requests today. Way over 200. Every time I go look at my new friend requests, they give you a block of 10 at a time. I have to go through confirm. It's crazy. That's what my day has been.
How do you know that they're from April the Giraffe?
Because well, for one thing, most of them, their profile picture is April. Either that or you go to their page, because you have to be real careful and screen what you have, because I've had 2 that I didn't accept because they looked iffy. You have to be careful. And then go ahead.
I say, Ashley, you're wondering, how do you expand your world? And there was a perfect article that I posted today on the entrepreneurial marketing, and they used April the Giraffe as the example of taking something ordinary and making it
that made me laugh so hard.
Call to action, that you're not just like you didn't just watch and wait for the giraffe to have her baby, but you interacted with people, you
I was
asked-
doing parties while I was watching April's rear end. I mean, I was proactive. Well, we have another giraffe that's pregnant, and so now we get to wait from May and through July whenever she has it, and now we have a baby elephant on the way. So I have new groups. It's infinite. So, I mean, I'm just going to keep going. I mean, yes, I want to meet new people and stuff, but I'm sitting here going, consultants, hosts, I'm in it to win it. I'm in it to win it. I'm thinking Pampered Chef. Right now, my husband's painting the kitchen so I can be broadcasting next week.
Oh, that's just, I'm got tears. I'm laughing so hard.
But it's, that's what it's all about. And I think you just need to find the right outlet, and just don't be afraid to get out there. And if you guys, if there's people, because Ashley, I guess you're probably pretty familiar with all this. And I know John, I had to look at his name. I drew a blank. The guy that's fishing. There's going to be a lot of people that don't maybe feel comfortable with that yet, stepping out of the box, because I'm incredibly shy and I'm an introvert, but when it comes to being in the screen, I can go full throttle with it. And so I don't mind, sharing with them, like if they want to know what groups are out there and stuff, hey, the more the merrier.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt my two techie, John and June. I've got messages from Boots, and I've got a message from Laura Klenda. And they see us talking, but they have no volume. They've never used Zoom before, so really don't know what they're doing. I don't know if that's something you guys can troubleshoot on the fly, or
their bottom left-hand corner is a mute button. They might be muted.
Okay, let me.
No, wait. That would be them speaking. John, what would make them not be able to hear us?
And John is in mute mode right now. Oh, thank you. John's unmuted.
Sorry, I came back. It might be. I'm looking here.
Do they have speakers on their device?
Yeah, because they should make sure that their speakers are up. If their speakers are on, the software automatically picks up on the audio, or at least the output stereo speakers or whatnot. So it should be a matter of, the only thing you have an option of is turning the microphone on and off, which I've done a couple times. You may want to check to make sure that they're not, they don't have the volume muted on their, if they have a laptop, sometimes you can have a mute button on the laptop. Let me show you here, switch. Because I'm working on my laptop right now. But down at the bottom there's a mute button and then volume up and volume down. So you want to make sure that you don't have the mute button engaged.
Okay, show that again, John. I was typing as you were showing.
Right here. There's the mute button, and then there's the volume up, or volume down and volume up. This is on my laptop.
Okay.
It should be similar on most laptops. You're going to have something like that, or maybe something across on the top of the keys. Because usually you'll have function keys on the top of your keyboard.
Uh-huh.
And look for function keys that look like the speaker with two down. That might help.
You've got some wind or something.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry for the wind a little bit.
Yeah. And thank you for letting them know that we're also recording this so that they can listen to playback. I think that's okay. So let's jump into June content of actually with a show, kind of your top tips on how to grab an image, where to store it, and how to quickly retrieve it to post it in an event.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And let me actually log on here. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, and of course, in the consultant corner, you can go to training and resources and go down to marketing imagery. And John, this is where I ran into a little bit of trouble. I found a way around it, but for those, you know, that want to do it through this means, you know, they may, I mean, I figured out how to download it, but I don't know how to get it on an event. Anyway, here's all your different videos of your product and different things. And so, you know, if you're wanting to put a video out there for your virtual party, then you know you've got all these to choose from. But what I have found, and I'm actually going to go over to one of my parties that are going right now. Let's see here. Move this over a second. Oh gosh, I have so many people. I've got 11 requests right now for friends.
I see that.
It's all for from April the Giraffe. Okay, so if you want to, let's see if I can find one of the videos. If you want, I'm sorry, I'm going fast, but I'm looking for something specific here. Oh, that's Pam's. Let's see. Okay.
Well, and while you're looking, I will chime in. There
Okay.
are other videos, like under training resources, there's product training that'll have videos, but I have captured those, shared the link. It'll post for short term and then it vanishes. So I called tech about that, and they said it, you know, there's like cookies or something edible where it doesn't stick. And so it's only in the marketing imaging videos where they've got all the copyright information that has been secured, where when you upload it, it will be permanently into that place that you stuck it, and it won't just vanish and give people an error message. So that was
Okay.
useful, because not everything, like on the new products, is in that marketing imaging video area, which I think is a bummer, but you know, it is
Well,
what it is.
from what I read, part of it is for training purposes only, and that's probably where we're running into some copyright issues. And then there's some that is specifically to put on social media.
Okay.
Now what I've done is I've saved my pictures, and I found different collages and different things by Googling or going to a group that does, it's a Pampered Chef group that has images that they share that they've created themselves. And this is where I get some of the collages, and I can help you. You guys can message me or whatever, because I won't be able to cover all of it. So I go in and I post a picture. I'll show you how to do that in a second. And then after I post that picture, if I have already done some research prior to the party, I'll look and see if there's a video that matches. And then immediately what I do is I go to, okay, that thing's driving me crazy at the top here. Move. Okay. I'll go to YouTube. And then you have to be very careful that you are using something that you have permission to use. So I just go to the Pampered Chef, the official Pampered Chef videos from their YouTube channel.
Does Pampered Chef have a YouTube channel?
Yes.
Really?
Okay, I just go to Pampered Chef, and then you can see it right here. And you can see right here where it says Pampered Chef, that's how you know it's them.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
so, and
they
then
actually do have
then you be sure you want to click subscribe to them. And so once you click subscribe, then you can go to their videos, because that way, you know, if you forget where you got it from, you can just go right back to your subscriptions. And then it's got all those same products that, you know, are in the imagery on our consultant corner. And so then what I have found, just trial and error, I was just posting it because, okay, I'm going to show you how. Let's just open this one up. I'll turn the volume off. Okay, you can go down here and click share. You can go to Facebook. If you guys want to take notes, or you can, you know, this is recorded, or you can ask me later. Where it says share on your own timeline, And I found this by accident. It was awesome. Look at that. Share to an event.
Oh,
You can
okay.
share it directly to the party.
Okay. Do those steps again for us.
Okay. That thing keeps dropping down. Let's see here. There we go. Move. Okay. So go to YouTube. Do I need to go over that again?
No, you're fine.
Okay. Go to YouTube, put in Pampered Chef, pick out the video that you want. And once it's opened up, be sure you're subscribed and then click share. And then that's when all these icons will come up. And I've saved some images to Pinterest, but I haven't done videos yet. Anyway, now click on Facebook.
Okay.
And up at the top, you'll see this drop down where it says share on your own timeline. And you can do it in a group or an event or your page. Like I can share directly to my Pampered Chef Lovers page. And so that's how I take it over to my event. And then I just type in the person and there it is. And this is all the other ones that are out there right now. Anything with Teresa in it, it just kind of shows you everything that's out there. And then you just hit paste to Facebook and it'll go right to the show.
Awesome. So how would you, if you're running an express show like Ashley does, where it's a 1 hour event, would you still go through these same steps to get a couple selected videos as the event is going on in that hour time?
No, once I was, because you know I'm just beginning, so I was going to Jessica's party that I've already done, and I was going to the video I was doing almost the same thing for Teresa's party, but I was noticing I was having to go to this step and I didn't want to do that. So to shorten my step, I just have the link and I copy it and then I would post it. Well, when I posted it to the party, you can see this video here does not have a link. But all the other ones that I've got right now do, because I learned, okay, these don't, I lied. It must be Linda's party that has them. Right here above the video, it'll have the link. And so if I'm doing a quick party, I am already prepared that I know what I'm going to post. And so all I have to do is copy that. Say this is the link right here. You just copy the link. You just click and drag it. Shoot, sorry, no pressure here. Okay, and then you right click and copy, and then you go to the live, you go to your live, you got a tab up here for that party, and you click on it and you go down to the party and paste it. Do you want me to show you how to do that?
I think we're okay with that.
Okay.
What I've been doing, and tell me if this is right or wrong, is I have a Word doc that says URL, and on the URL, I will type like the comments, like stretch fit lids, work on all sorts of different vessels, item number 1234, small lid for $10, item 1235. You know, I'll do the item numbers and the price.
Yeah.
And the link, and that's all in that URL thing. So then I'll copy that whole thing, because I was finding I was saving links to videos, but then I had to look up, oh, that's a whipped cream maker. What's the item number and how much does that cost? And having to reinvent the wheel with every post. And I'm finding now if I do sort of my comment and the link together, and then I copy that whole thing and paste it in one packet.
Okay. You see this image right here, how it has the item number? This is not my work, so I didn't do this one. But it doesn't. But what I'm saying is they have apps now on your phone that you can make these. The one that I'm actually using right now, let's see.
Okay,
There's lots of them. Funmatic, you know, the Pick Joiner. There's all different kinds of different apps that you can make these, and it's really easy. Any kind of a meme maker, you can put the font with the picture, and then you could just put in the product number and the price, and it'll be saved, and then you don't have to do that extra step.
Okay, stupid question. Can I do this on a computer, or does it have to be on a phone?
You can, I'm sure, but I don't know how to do that because I use my phone.
Yeah, see, and I don't use my phone for much of anything.
Or you can sweet talk June and she'll do it for you, but not everybody, because that would drive me crazy.
It's not productive.
No, no, but that it's a nice handy step to do. And John, is there something, or Ashley, do you know what's on the computer that we can
I do everything from my phone too, and I use Pitt College is what I use.
Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah, that's the one that's the one that I've been using. I just added it yesterday.
But I was also going to suggest to you guys, the way I do my posts for my party is I have an actual group that says Ashley's Virtual Pampered Chef group, and it's just me and my husband on that group. And I have all, like, everything I'm going to post for that party on there with the, like, all set and ready. So then all I do is copy, paste, and then I have the pictures already saved in my computer.
Yeah.
And then I just post them. And it's simple and easy because I have 2 Facebook things open on my computer, and I do it that way, and it is so easy and fast. That's another great idea. That's the way I do it anyways.
That's what I'm looking for is, I mean, I've had like fake events, or I'll have like a previous event that I will go back to, but you actually create a group.
Mm-hmm. I have an actual group, and it says
Is it quicker? Is it quicker than
virtual,
looking back
what?
at the event? I'm sorry. Is it quicker than looking back at the events?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so, because it's
Okay,
my
great.
actual group, and I go, like, say I'm doing a girl theme party, I go like beforehand, and I make an album that has all the things I want to post for the party, and has the comments on top, the videos, everything. And then when I have the party, I just have, the 2 files of Facebook open. And then I just copy, paste, and I have the picture saved in my computer, and I just can post it. And I mean, it's just so quick. That's the way I do it.
So then
That's
you
a good
can pay
idea.
attention to what people are saying comment-wise, and not scrambling all over. And I like that it's on Facebook, but it's separate, so nobody else is acting. But
yeah, my husband's the only one that sees it. So
okay, cool.
I'm running into a technical issue. John, how do I get, oh, never mind. I think I found it. Trying to get back to you guys here. I don't know how to get my screen back. I'm looking at the little ones on the side. I don't know how to quit sharing my screen.
Can you go down at the bottom where it says Zoom?
I can't even see this. I don't know where to go.
Do you see a little green bar at the top, or it says view options at the top? Or if you move your
Can you see my screen, John?
Yeah. Hold on.
what if you push back to meeting? Would that work?
Well, there's end meeting. Where do you see back?
That orange button?
Yeah, that big orange button. Say back to meeting.
Oh, yeah, that would work. Maybe. Okay, it's bringing this up. So stop sharing. I see that. Okay, there we go.
Ah, there you go. So because you were sharing, that's why.
You could be somewhere where it's less windy.
Hold on 1 moment. Sorry. Working against the sun and working against.
There you go.
But now
Oh, he's muted.
yeah, and John, we'd like you. We would like you to share with us. We can hear you.
He's muted. You're not muted.
I don't know how to.
I might be able to go back to the truck and sit in the truck a little bit.
Oh, I think that's a good idea.
Because then I'll be out of the wind.
Okay, perfect. June, do you have like 1 or 2 more points? Because we're at about 50 minutes almost here, and I'd like to wrap this up in the next 10 minutes or so. Between June and John, J and J.
A big thing, though, I wanted to say is to be very careful, like when you do any images or do any of the collages or anything, that if there's a watermark or anything showing that another person did it, do not use it. That's just out of respect, plus you could get in trouble. Um,
And thank you for the notes. I'll share those in the team wall.
okay.
And I've been trying to occasionally, if I've got images or collages, would be good to share like in the team files. Not that we're here to do the work for everyone else, but a lot of times what I share I've gotten from a different group, and I just like, here you go, you know, save you the work. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel if somebody else has
That's
already
right.
labor
That's right.
for it. So
And what, you know, I might be better at, somebody else is better at something else, you know, so, you know, it's fine. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we're not going to be able to cover. So if you could share those notes, that would be great. One thing that I wanted to really say about broadcasting is don't let your nerves get the best of you. You just want to be normal. You want to, you want to be dressed for the part. You want to look professional because, you know, you want to represent Pampered Chef well. But if you, like I was using the manual food chopper one day and I noticed I had pepper all over my hand and it was getting all over the thing. You just don't worry about it. It's real life. You know, you don't worry about wiping it off and keeping it clean. You just keep going. And sometimes your mistakes can be your best friend because they're watching you and you don't want it to be dry and boring. And so if you make a mistake, it keeps it interesting and maybe funny, and just keep it simple. But the biggest thing is you want to have good, you don't want to be out in the wind, and you want to have decent lighting. Well, Pam, when you're broadcasting and you have your lights under your cabinet behind you, it causes a glare.
yeah,
And
halo.
yeah, and it kind of is a distraction a little bit from what you're doing, you know, because we're kind of looking backwards.
And the first time I filmed, I had one angle with two windows in front of me, and that lighting was good. Well, then I decided to change my angle. The camera was shooting right towards the window, and you couldn't see anything. I was in silhouette, so I had to completely close those drapes. Well, then it was too dark. So then I'm pulling in extra lighting to try to figure out how that was going to work, and having to move the camera from one side of the kitchen to the other side of the kitchen. And I'm like, you know, this is not as workable. So it's like working those glitches out and having to get dressed up, you know, cleaned up, I should say, not dressed up.
And hair back, and, you know, just things, you know, that you would do for.
John, and I will share this link if you're contemplating going live, Ashley. It was an hour-long how to live stream from a gal named Luria. Had a lot of really good tips. And one of the things that was really funny, she talked about smile talking. She says, you want to look, you know, like you're having a good time instead of talking in your normal tone. And as you're looking at yourself, it's like smile talking. It's like, oh yeah, let's sort of bringing up your energy level and doing all of it. So you're still authentic, but a little more interesting to
Right.
look.
Is that better now? I hope.
Yes.
Sorry for the wind.
And viewers love pets. If you have your dog right there or a kitty or something, don't hesitate to, you know, zoom in on your animal for a minute, and it's just fun. It kind of breaks it up. I just got this in the mail today. This was on that video that you were showing us, that lady you just talked about. It's a microphone and it's only $14, but the only it just, you can wear it under your shirt and then clip it or whatever, just like you see people on TV do, and it can go to your smartphone or your laptop, but the cord isn't as long as what hers was in the broadcast, and I think it's the same one. So I'm going to look and see if they have a wireless one. That would make more sense.
Wireless would be fun, yeah.
Yeah, but then this, go ahead.
When I'm filming with, because all I have is myself, you know, I've got nothing else, is when I am filming a recorded clip with my cell phone, the color is good and the clarity is good. But when I go live streaming, it's sort of fuzzy and muted, and it doesn't even look like the same device. And I don't know why that is.
Well, when you watch the replay, is it still fuzzy?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not crisp like when if I have my husband's phone and have him shoot me for, you know, a minute and a half using a quick slice on strawberries, you know, it's crisp and a really good image and clear. Same kitchen, but my live stream just seemed fuzzy, you know, and it is just a cell phone. It's not a real camera and it's not a professional
Almost
thing.
everybody on live streaming uses their phone, though. I mean, there's some, like John, that's probably got a gazillion different things. This is something you want to purchase, and they're not expensive. This one is Archon, I think. It's just a little tripod, and you can put your cell phone on it to stabilize your broadcast. Do you have one of these, Pam?
I'll show you what my husband fixed. Jerry rigged for me. It's
Uh-oh.
a tripod for his camera.
That's what I started with. Same
You
thing.
screw in. So then he took metal plates and put that in there. You can see the screw. So then I took command tabs and just stuck my phone.
I use zip ties the first time I used mine. I use zip ties.
That's how I am.
Actually, you're not far off, Pam.
Right
I saw
spot.
something the other day.
Uh-huh.
Not kind of similar to the command strips, but instead of using the sticky, using the hooks as kind of like brackets, like 2 brackets on the bottom and then a bracket on the top, and you slide the phone in there, and then that way you don't have to worry about something getting stuck to your phone, even though command strips do come off. But still, you can just slide it in, slide it out. You can do the same thing with your iPad. 2 strips on the bottom and probably 1 or 2 strips on the top, and you just use the hooks opposite facing. The hooks go down, the hooks go up, and you just slide it in, and you can use that to hold the laptop in place, or you use to hold.
Or you can spend $20 and get one of these.
Sure, yeah.
Because it pivots and swivels, and it makes
Mine goes up and down. And
Does it swivel?
It does. If I unscrew whatever I'm supposed to unscrew. Yeah, see? It does that. It goes up and down. And
Yeah.
I actually had a stool and it wasn't tall enough. So I got the cat condo that was about this tall and stuck it on top of the cat condo.
There you go.
Whatever works. Whatever works.
As long as the cat doesn't decide, hey, I've been evicted, I'm going to kick this thing out.
If you go to Amazon too, and you can do like broadcasting equipment, there's cheap lighting and stuff. I think $59, and I don't know what the terminology is, John. Maybe you do, but the lights with the filter on it, like the umbrella, they have a set of those for like $59. I've got that on my wish list.
I've seen where you can actually do kind of like do it yourself. I mentioned something to Pam a while back about I've seen a video where they took and sliced out squares out of a box and then using tissue paper around the top and the bottom, and then a white what do you want to call it, poster board, not folded but just put in there, and it just kind of naturally flows to the bottom.
Well, that's good for taking pictures and stuff of your product. Yeah.
And you can also light it for video too. I mean, you can if you're trying to take a video of your and you want to be able to see it, and then just use regular light bulbs on each side.
Well, the tissue paper filters out the whatever on the light. Yeah, so there's not as many shadows and everything, and it's better lighting.
But again, if it's product images, use what Pampered Chefs created. Go to Google Images. I mean, don't make more work for yourself. Just read.
Well, I was just saying that if you had something that you were trying to show, you could do it that way, or like you say, you can go try to find the images out there. I spend a lot of time, like June does, going through. I use a lot of Google Images. If I can find something for some of the shows that I want to do, or something, what do I want to say? Some idea I might have. In fact, I just found, and this is on one of the groups that I'm part of. Everybody, I don't know if they still love Harry Potter, but a lot of people love Harry Potter and also get involved with the new one, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
What is that, John? It looks like somebody from Nebraska calling in. Is that what that is? Can you see it?
Yes, it's Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Tina! Hey!
I don't know how long I'll have the signal because I'm going to be heading north from Brush now, but
that's
I'm
fine.
trying.
We have this recorded. We have it recorded so you can access it later Between June and I, we're going to put it up on the Pampered Chef site, so you can be able to view the whole thing.
Super. Sounds great.
Thanks for trying. So John, let's wrap this up in top 4 or 5 tips that we haven't chatted about.
Top 4 or 5 tips. Well, that's always a toughie. Let me think here. Let me switch back to this, and can I get an upload? Exit. Okay. Let's see if I can bring this up. I want to show desktop. Here's the. Sorry, it's taking a moment here.
Somebody's banging.
There we go.
It's my
There's
husband.
my desktop.
That's Randy.
That's the banging. Doing the kitchen. Okay. Well, the one thing, somebody's had their baby. Yay! Let's see here. The groups. There are a lot of groups out there. I am familiar with too many of them. There is a new one that I just found. Let's see if I can find it. PAMPER.
While you're looking, one of the directors this morning posted a question in Director Success, and she's like, what are your 3 most visited groups? And so people, that you get the most information from. And so people were, posting theirs, and part of it is streamlining so you don't have information overload, but
Right.
looking, seeing, where's your useful content, and just like Ashley, keep it simple, keep it lean, have it very efficient so that, you're not overloading yourself.
Okay. Where? This is, like I said, I got too many of these.
Pam, before we end this,
There it is.
remind me, I want to
Pampered
ask
Chef New
something.
Tech Help Group. That's one I just found. Let's see if I flush. I just found this last week, and I joined it. And so far, it's given me some ideas. This might help us first, because I was asking if this was the only group that I could find that had anything to do with the tech help. But I didn't want anything that necessarily home office could do. I mean, this is more supporting your own business type of thing. And they said, yeah, this is what you want to do. And let's see if it goes through any here. Bad examples. Oh, shit. I got somebody sidetracked anyway. Oh, I know what I was going to show you guys how to do. If I can get it to come up here. And let's see if I can find a Pampered Chef. I know what I want to do here.
What's funny about watching your screen is I want to grab my mouse and start going back and forth and moving. I'm like, no, I want it over there.
It's not working. I know, it messes with your head. Okay, I want to find one.
Do you want to, John, just kind of give us a summary from your...
Okay, I'm not finding what I'm wanting here.
Isn't that a great
What
picture?
you would do is, when you find a video that you like,
Mhm.
a really good, and you want to use it, but or you want to save it for later, say if you're going to a booth or whatnot, or even save it for later. There we go. Or a virtual show. What you would do is, first of all, you would find the video, which I'm sure I got a video here somewhere. And, yep, there we go. You would go to this. Quick link, if you ever click on like the time it was posted, that will actually bring up just the link. And I'll hit pause because I don't want it to actually. Now while the video is going, you can right click on it and you get the option play mute or show video URL. If you show the video URL, it gives you the link where it's at. If you highlight it and you right click on it, you can copy it. And this is a trick I learned from somebody online. Then what you do is you insert it into your menu bar, but you change this at the top to m.facebook. That brings you up to the mobile site. Now you have the link there, or you have the video there on a mobile page. If you play it, they'll bring up the actual video in a separate screen, and then you can go right click, save video as, and it's yours for eternity. It can't be taken away because it's asking me to put it on my computer. And see, you can, that way if you don't have internet at a show, say if you're a vendor event, which I do quite frequently, or even if you are at somebody's house that you don't know if you have good internet, or a number of other reasons, you can just save it to, and I've got a whole folder of product videos. You just click and save, and there it is.
So
That's,
when you say you save it in a mobile file, is that on a cell phone or an iPad, or does
no,
it?
well, if you just go to the mobile site, you can access the mobile site from anywhere. If you go to m.facebook.com, that brings up the mobile version of Facebook. This is normally formatted so you can see only so much. It doesn't have everything on the sides.
What does mobile site mean? You don't mean mobile like
for
telephone?
Your phone. For your phone.
It is a device. Okay.
Yeah, m.facebook.com means it's the mobile version of Facebook. And the mobile version of Facebook has this workaround that any video, not necessarily, I mean, and this can be done on any video you see out there, as long as I don't know if they have any protections on some of the videos, but any of the videos I've run into for Pampered Chef, they don't seem to have any protections. Or if it's posted on somebody's site and they're using one of the home office videos, you can simply, and you can't find it anywhere else, you can right click on that video in its normal form and then choose the URL because you want to look at the URL for that video. Let's see if I can find
I think
it here.
one of the things too is that with the YouTube page for if there's 136 videos, I mean, really,
you don't necessarily have to make it your own. You can use somebody else's.
Yeah, well, and if there's 136 from home office and you're running a show that's an hour,
as long as you have internet, yeah, you want to try to go with that. But there are situations where I've run into, I don't know. I like the one you did of the boil over no more. That you show everybody. That's another option. If you see somebody's that they've made their own personal video of how they're doing it, that helps sometimes. But this is
You
this
should
is
ask
a good option.
permission in that case,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
Yeah. These are just from home office, the ones I'm showing you here. Like if you wanted to go to the Rock Rock, you can go to the Rock Rock over here. And as long as you can, it doesn't have to be playing, but you can right click on it and you can always see the video or URL. And the reason I save them to my hard drive is I don't know necessarily at the destination if I'm going to have a good internet, or like Pam run into this the last weekend where you had problems with the internet. This is when that comes into play. You can't, if you can't access the internet, you at least have it saved on your phone, or you can have it saved on your laptop if you take your laptop with you. That's
Well,
the good little trick that I've learned, is the fact that be prepared. You might not have good internet, or you might be in a metal building that blocks all the internet.
yeah.
I've
And
run into that before.
I have found I have sold more boil over no more lids because I love it. And if I can't find it on my device, if I've got a show coming up, I usually have pasta once or twice a week. Is I'll grab my phone, just do a quick, 1 minute little clip. And then at the shows, I mean, I can tell somebody about a boil over no more, and they're not gonna like get it. When I show them on this, they're like, oh, I mean, their jaws drop and they're like, oh my word, I gotta have one. So that's part of kind of sales and marketing, whether it's for a live show or a booth, or certainly every virtual event I do, I always put that little personal clip of mine because I like mine better than what home office, because theirs is a little sterile, and mine's just a little homemade version. And I think posting clips of yourself on your virtual shows or your regular show, put your face and your voice to that, because you're building relationships, and even though it's a virtual relationship, you still are connecting with people, and I think that's really key for getting the friends and the likes and the traction from one event, because a new booking is never just one show. It's a whole new line of shows. I mean, that's the way I have always looked at it. It's never one booking. It's one new line of business. And then it's up to us to decide and to work with how we can get traction and get momentum from that initial booking, whether it's working with the current host to line up future shows, whether they be virtual or in person, because this host is going to get a biggie when that show happens. So you're partnering with them for that future show, rebooking your own host from themselves. So if they do their own show within 6 months, I call it double dipping. People go, double dipping? What does that mean? Because at that future show, you're not only the new host, but you're the past host. So you get a 50% bonus as the past host, plus all the host rewards at that new show. So you double dip. So then you've got your host trained. When they see the monthly host specials coming through on your newsletter, they'll go, oh, I see blah, blah, blah as the host special. If I do my own show, I will get that at 60%, plus I can get a half price from the other one. It's like, yes, you can. So then you've got your hosts rebooking themselves more frequently than they otherwise would, and doing 2 shows a year instead of 1 show a year, whether it be virtual or live. Oftentimes with the live one, then I can pull in another virtual in that interim period of time if they've damaged something or they just want the special. This is Loria, who you were showing us the live streaming pros.
Yep.
This was the training that you shared. Thank you for. And I'll put that link on our group of kind of tips on how to live stream. This was the one. Why you should live stream, and she's also got one that's coming up on how to set up your background, and
she also went over one, and I think it's saved in here, about the kinds of equipment, like level 1 equipment, level 2 equipment, level 3 and level 4 equipment. In other words, like level 1 is similar to having webcams or having your phone. Level 2 is moving up, maybe having something attached to the phone, or trying to use like tripods or whatnot, additional equipment on top of your phone. And she went into all that, I think last week or something. I can't she's got a pretty dog too.
Yeah, the one that I watched, and then level 3 is more professional lighting and sound, and 4 is, you know, you're doing full production with it.
Yeah.
I think it's important to keep in mind too, for those of you that maybe don't want to be on camera, you can still shoot stuff. Like my boil over thing is a perfect example where I'm not on camera. My sour cream one, I was all grungy and looked terrible, and it's like, okay, don't show me in the shot, just show my hands and what I've got going on, and shoot me from the side, because I did not want to be on camera, because a lot of the times mine is spur of the moment, and I don't want to get all cleaned up for it, but they're seeing the product. I've got a crazy deep dish pizza in the layer cake pan that was at a kid's pizza party I was doing with 5 and 6-year-old kids. Had never used the pizza pan before. The first 2 pizzas fell out of the layer cake pan. I threw my phone at one of the parents, and I'm like, here, film this really quick. I'd had 3,000 views of that little video clip. And nothing was staged. It was just a spontaneous. I'm like, holy smokes, look at this. It's just like phenomenal. And then people were sharing it from that. And I'll share that on things. So if you can build a little library of just little snippets of your own, that's totally great. You don't have to be on camera. For those of you that don't want to be, it's totally fine. We've been an hour and 15 minutes, so I've got dinner to finish fixing in the other room. Any other last minute thoughts or inputs? We've got several people that have tech issues that if you guys can look at it after the fact. John, we might have to just have you look at Boots's computer, because she's like, I can hear you, but I have no microphone. And we have a few people audio wise, and I don't know, the next time we do this, we might, I'm thinking normally the first Sunday evening of every month, I do a team conference call. I'm thinking maybe of having that as our Zoom once a month meeting. And then the third.
And people can still dial in too.
Yeah. The third Monday of every month is when we normally do recipe night, cooking food at the house, which would be this date tonight. That we've been doing Facebook live streaming for the last 3 or 4 months, I guess. We'll probably continue that on Facebook. I don't know if that's easier than Zoom, but the Facebook seems to be working. So that way, like Ashley's in Casper and Laura's down in Denver and June's in Mississippi, that you all can kind of join us, even though you're not under the same roof as us, so that we can have fun together.
Can I say something that I had thought of? I've been in some of these other training calls and different things, and I was thinking that Zoom would be really good if we wanted to maybe once a month do a recruit call. Like if we have some hosts that are contemplating on maybe joining, not a definite, but something that we can bring in and make it fun and explain the business and, somewhat of what we brought up today. I think it would be really neat because we could bring them where we could see everybody. And I think the impact would be a little bit better.
Great idea. And have that on like a set. I started the team meeting on a Sunday night because Sunday evenings are not a time typically that anybody does a show.
Like we can all invite 2 people, 2 prospects.
They can come and see. This calls is my wall of glory behind me.
What you doing?
See my air hockey table?
Bandit decided she wanted to be part of this.
Oh, the dog. Yeah, these are from incentive trips and national conference and stuff. Cute. It looks like one of those Mr. Brown.
I got hiccups. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, June. So we can sort of throw around first Sunday of the month. We're doing, I don't know, maybe second or third.
There's somebody making some feedback there.
Probably maybe the second Sunday of the month, and just do like a quickie. I mean, I know Pampered Chef does an opportunity call. They had been doing them very regularly, but it seems like lately I've not heard of those. I'll post to see what the status is on that. People that are just curious, think about it. You know, they can see we're regular people and there's nothing particularly remarkable about us. You know, people eat. So Ashley, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think I mean, I pretty much told you what I do. I think that group thing would help a lot of people if you want to try to do the hour worth party like I do, because I feel like it really does help.
That
I
was
mean,
good advice. Yeah.
So
I've noticed just from the little bit that I've been doing parties that a week is too long. I'm losing people's attention. And so I've already decided when I bring it up, you know, about if they want to host, I'm going to say an evening one, like a 2-hour block or something, or a 3-day. I think I don't want to go past 3 unless, like you said, Pam, at the beginning, see what it is that the host wants. I mean, if she's doing something for a family, or not for a family, something with her family, and she wants to extend it for a week, that's fine. But I don't think all of them I want to run a week. I just feel like I'm doing a lot of footwork, and I'm not getting a lot of interaction. So I want to use my time wisely.
It makes our job look harder, which from a recruiting standpoint, people are like, oh, yuck, I don't want to do that. And, you know, people just decide. I mean, I run a big fundraiser every year, and we went from 2 weeks to 1 week, and the host was like, ugh. I'm like, they just need to decide. They just need to shop, get their order, be done. Well, the last 2 years, we've done a single week. Our sales have gone up each year, and now we're doing direct ship every order. Nothing gets sorted and delivered, so it's way less hassle for her. We didn't have one complaint about direct ship, you know, the extra $2. It just, everyone's like, oh, great, you know, done. I think going efficient, and it's our job to tell the host. I mean, it used to be that consultants would do 3 full recipes at a show, and it's like, are you out of your mind?
That's a lot.
I did that, and it was midnight before I was done with one of those first shows, and we had to keep washing products because I needed it for another recipe, and I think they went through 4 or 5 bottles of wine, and, you know, it was a 14-hour, you know, it's like,
We're having fun.
didn't get any bookings because you were there forever. So, like, one recipe and maybe a second quickie, or like my power shows where everybody's jumping in and we got 4 bullet bowls going at once and you're done. I mean, same thing with the Facebook thing of running it forever is just like crazy. There is a pin post on the team wall called Game Changer. It's a gal that is had huge success with virtual shows and building a virtual team and virtual recruiting. So it's a good refresher to listen to, because I think each time you hear new things that you think, that wasn't on that last time I listened to it. Yeah, it was. I just didn't hear it and process it. So with that, let everybody run. Thank you. Sorry, my monitor's over here. So this is where I look when I'm working, and now I had to move my laptop over to where you guys are. I think we're great. Jim, John, thank you. Thank you for putting everything together. I appreciate your expertise. And Ashley, thank you. And
Nice
thank
to meet
you,
you, Ashley.
for taking
nice
over
to meet
dinner.
you too.
All right, guys, let's make it a great April. We all need to be earning ice cream makers this month, right?
I want one. I'm going to get it.
Level 2 in April. It's a good thing. Cool beans, guys. All right. See you later. Thanks for joining me.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Figure out how to